Let's take a look at another example. This one is a little bit bigger than the one before. So we have a 4x to the third power plus 13x squared plus 27x plus 6. So let's check and make sure we're not missing any terms. We have a 3, a 2, an implied 1, and then our constant, so we're good. We don't have to put any of those placeholder zeros in. Let's go ahead and write this up as a long division problem. Remember to leave yourself some space to write your quotient. So 4x plus 1 is going to divide into 4x to the third plus 13x squared plus 27x plus 6. Make that a little longer. And we start our steps. We are going to start by dividing. How many times will 4x divide into 4x to the third? So let's write that off to the side. 4x to the third divided by 4x. And the 4's will cancel, and I'll be left with an x squared. Remember that we want vertical terms to align, so I'm going to write that x squared right above the 13x squared. Now, my next step is to multiply. So I will multiply x squared times 4x and get 4x to the third, and I'll write it under the x to the third column. Remember, everything aligns vertically. Then I ask myself what x squared times 1 is, and x squared times 1 is simply x squared, so I will write that under the x squared term. And now I'm ready to subtract. Remember that we need to put this entire polynomial in parentheses to remind us to subtract everything. So 4x to the third minus 4x to the third, 0. 13x squared minus x squared will give me 12x squared. Now I'm down to the bring down step. Remember, dad, mom, sister, brother, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So I will bring down the 27x, so plus 27x. Now that I've gotten this one started for you, I would like for you to pause the video and give this one a try on your own. Come back here to see my solution. We'll start by asking ourselves, how many times will 4x go into 12x squared? Let's write that off to the side. 12x squared divided by 4x. 12 divided by 4 will give me 3. X squared divided by x gives me an x. So 3x is the quotient for that. 3x. Now I multiply. 3x times 4x will give me 12x squared, and then 3x times 1 will give me 3x. We are going to subtract the whole thing. 12x squared minus 12x squared, 0. 27x minus, remember this goes to everything, minus a positive 3x is going to leave me with 24x. And I bring down again. Now I'm going to bring down the 6. So we're aligning this 6 and that 6. All of these are x terms. We'll ask ourselves, how many times will 4x divide into 24? So let's bring that off to the side. 24x divided by 4x. 24 divided by 4 will give me a 6. X divided by x cancels. So my quotient from that is a 6. Now I multiply. 6 times 4x, 24x. 6 times 1 is 6. We're ready to subtract. And 24x minus 24x gives me a 0. And 6 minus 6, because remember there's a 6 here, but then minus 6, that's also going to give me 0. That just means that I have a remainder of 0. Go ahead and make yourself a note. When our remainder is 0, then that means that the divisor, this original part up here that was being divided into the larger polynomial, is a factor of the dividend, this larger polynomial. That's going to become useful to us as we continue progressing through factoring of polynomials. Let's write our final answer. This time we're not going to have one of those fractions because we don't have a remainder. We wouldn't write a remainder of 0 over the divisor. So our answer is x squared plus 3x plus 6.